Judge Merchan warned former President Trump about his public comments on the case in court yesterday. He instructed him to, quote, please refrain from making statements that are likely to incite violence or civil unrest. Are the comments Rachel Scott just reported on pushing those boundaries? Former federal prosecutor Danya Perry joins us to take a look at that and what's ahead in the case. Danya, thank you so much for joining us. First, let's talk about those comments. What's the precedent for a gag order?
There's certainly, look, this case is unprecedented in so many ways. So it's hard to find a great comparator, but certainly there is plenty of precedent for a judge imposing some limitations or restrictions on speech where, for example, a witness is being intimidated or where it could provoke violence or where it could taint a jury pool. So this has certainly been done before. I think a judge would be very loath to do it here, given the fact that this is a former president who is now the leading contender for his party's nomination again. So it will take a lot to provoke this judge, I think, to impose a gag order. But again, it has been done before.
Right, and clearly those limitations that were put in place aren't being followed, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And we also had some news today about the federal investigation into attempts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump's Vice President Mike Pence says he will comply with the court order to testify in that case. How important is his testimony in that case?
I think it's critical, and certainly the special counsel believes so as well, and went, to the paces to get the testimony and to get the order. So it remains to be seen whether former President Trump will appeal the ruling. He certainly has the right to do that, in which case it could go up and down the court circuit, but almost certainly former Vice President Pence will be compelled to testify at some point.
So that's the 2020 election. Let's jump back to the indictment in this New York City case. From what we've seen so far, does the DA have a strong case for a felony conviction?
There doesn't seem to be that much in contest with respect to the facts here. They've been pretty well established. Several people have admitted to them under penalty of perjury. So what I think will be very interesting are going to be some of the knotty legal disputes that are going to play out in the coming weeks and months. There will be a motion for bill of particulars, for example, to be more specific about the underlying offenses. And there will certainly be several motions to dismiss. And there's some novel legal theories here. And this is a really top-notch crack legal defense team. And so I think they will prove to be formidable adversaries. And it'll be interesting as a legal analyst to be watching. But certainly this district attorney, I know him well. I've known him for decades. Very meticulous, very careful, and has built this case up himself with his line assistants, brick by brick, over a period of some time. Some people would say too much time, but he's certainly going to make sure that he's got this locked down.
Definitely. This is likely to drag on for quite some time. As a former federal prosecutor, what steps do you expect Trump's legal team to take next?
I'm certain they will ask for the government to come back with more specifics. It's called a bill of particulars because they are required to be very particular about exactly what offenses they are charging. And here, there are a series of offenses that would be misdemeanors, but for the allegation that these business records violations were done in furtherance or in order to commit or conceal another crime. And it's not entirely clear what those other crimes are. And so I think that will be one of the first steps for the defense team to ascertain what those crimes are. And then again, there'll be motions to dismiss. And as we get closer to trial, there'll be many evidentiary questions that will come up and that will be hotly litigated as well.
Thank you so much for your time and your insights. Former federal prosecutor Danya Perry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.